Hello and welcome to the first in a series of MYP unit planning trainings. Today our focus will be on how does the new unit planner compare to the old unit planner. Today we're going to focus on just the very first stage of that planner. But before we get there, let's look back at the old planner so we know and have a sense of reference of what we're looking at. So in the old planner we had an area of interaction, which was one of 5, but really chose one of 4. You had significant concepts, and then the MYP unit question, which was the focus of the unit. With the new unit planner, this first stage is key concepts, related concepts, global context, and a statement of inquiry, which I'm going to get into each of these 4 pieces as we go through this training. So if we compare this, these key and related concepts is very similar from the significant concept of the old planner. However, the key concept and the related concept you can get straight out of the subject guide. The global context, there's 6 of them now, are very similar to the areas of interaction. They made the change to align the PYP, the elementary IB program, with the MYP and the diploma program at high school. To where they align throughout all 3 stages of the program. And then the statement of inquiry is going to somewhat replace the MYP unit question, even though you will still have questions on a later part of the unit planner. So let's look at each of these pieces. Key concepts. In the packet that is in your box, if you look through pages 3 through 5, it talks about here are the key concepts. There are 16 across all 8 subjects. And then in each subject guide, they've identified here are the 4 main for this subject guide. Every unit you do should have 1 key concept and 1 key concept only. The point of the key concept is to provide students with a contact place to be able to transfer knowledge from one area to another and understanding the connections. If you look on page 4 and 5, it goes into a description of what each of those key concepts actually means. So if you have questions on that, look in those pages of your packet. For the related concepts, you can find this on pages 5 through 8. Every subject guide has these as well, and these provide the depth of learning for the unit. You could have 1 related concept, you could have 4, 5, or 6 related concepts. You need to identify at least 1 in your unit, and the related concept should be related to your subject based on what is in your subject guide. We then jump to global context. These are similar to the old areas of interaction. However, there's 6 now instead of 5, even though we still do have approaches to learning. The global contexts are to encourage units that focus on the global issues throughout the curriculum. So for each MYP unit, teachers should identify 1 global context, similar to the areas of interaction, that establish a focus for meaningful teaching and learning in the program or in your study. These can be found on page 9 to 13. The 6 include identities and relationships, orientation in space and time, personal and cultural expression, scientific and technical innovation, globalization and sustainability, fairness and development. If you want a description for those, if you look on pages 11 to 13 of the packet, it goes into detail of what each of those means, and it also provides some ideas of what type of study you could be doing under each of those. So now we get to the final piece of this training is the statement of inquiry. If you see page 14, there's just a short section on it, but what is it? The statement of inquiry is a combination of key concepts, related concepts, and global context, and you're making it into a meaningful statement. It should be something that can be transferred from one class to another. It should also not be so specific that once that unit's done, it doesn't relate to anything else. So it should transfer within your class and from your class to other classes as similar things are studied. We're going to look at some examples from 3 different subjects. So this one, it says logic is a powerful tool for justifying what we discover through measurement and observation. So this is from a math class. The key concept for the unit was logic. Related concepts is measurement and justification. You'll see in this example they actually use logic in the statement, they use measurement, and they use a form of justification in justify. The global context is orientation in time and space. So you're discovering, which is talking about over time, it's going to take time to discover this logic. Second example, a person's health is influenced by cultural and conditional changes to a diet. Key concept, change. So we're looking at changes to the diet. This one has 4 related concepts, so it's a little bit more there. And then it's focusing on identities and relationships, similar to that health and social education of the areas of interaction. Third, persuasive text, specifically in marketing and politics, use language intended to influence our behavior and decisions. So we're focusing on that communication, that's that persuasive text piece. And then 5 related concepts in this one: bias, purpose, audience, stylistic choices. 6, form and function. Personal and cultural expression is the global context. These are all things that could be transferred from class to class pretty easily. So this is a very brief overview. If you have questions about these pieces, please contact me. If you want to try to update an old unit planner, just that first part, onto a new one, I can take a look at it when you're done. If you want to try to write a new one, I can look at that as well. Anything you want me to provide some feedback on, please either hand to me or place in my box. We will be doing another one of these trainings in 2 weeks. I hope you can make it.